This is Judge Jasmine Tweedy. You're listening to CFC Real Husband.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Real Husbands of CFC. I'm Cardell, and with me, of course, is my brothers, Josh Hall and DJ Scribb. I saw a post that said, it was actually a question posed. We're in this group on Facebook, this Carolina Fathers. Shout outs to the Carolina Fathers. It said, I asked my girl to marry me, and she said no. What should I do? What would you do? What are your thoughts on that? If I know we all married. I don't know if you asked your lady, y'all asked first and they said no. You know what I'm saying?
Well, was it okay? So there's a few questions.
There is questions.
So was it?
He didn't say whether it was public or not. He just said, I asked her. That would be embarrassing. That's why I didn't do a public proposal, because while I did have the conversations with my wife prior, do you want to get married? It's the first question. Do you want to get married? Yes, I do. Okay, cool. Then, you know what I'm saying? We can tread these waters. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go buy an engagement ring. Don't let these social media posts fool y'all. These men are not out here surprising their mates, their spouses with engagements. They are not. No. These women know they about to get it.
Hey, here's my question.
They nails done before.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Hold on. I don't never see nobody with busted up nails when they be showing they ring, man.
Relax. Never. That's not the same, guys.
What?
I planned out my whole thing. Like, Mira didn't know it was coming.
Was her nails done? Or you got her nails done?
Yeah, I got it done. I picked up the outfit, all of that.
That's right.
I did all of that, bro. So I made sure that she looked great.
Hold on, James.
Huh?
You got executive producer said you did it the way it was supposed to be done, because you know what I'm saying, you acted in secrecy. You were sneaky about it. While you I'm gonna get your hair, your nails done, get you right. You did. But you can't do that when people are already looking for the ring.
And James, you grew up with a lot of women.
Did too.
I know you had the insight. Some dudes don't got the insight. Some dudes just like, man, I love this girl. I want to marry her. I'm gonna go spend thousands of dollars on a ring, and then they hear, "Oh, my nails wasn't done." Wow, I would say no after that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done busted my butt working extra shifts to buy you this ring, and you want to talk about your nails? Come on, man.
Everything got to be perfect, bro. The thing about, I think, with women and proposing, everything has to be perfect. Like, I made sure I was like, look, I got to buy this outfit because, like, bro, it's emerald green, which is Amira's favorite color. So I made sure to buy, like, a dress that fits that. The blanket that I, like, proposed on, it was that same color. Freaking, her nails matched her hair. Like, bro, I picked out all of that stuff. I remember, like, look, this gotta be right.
You know why though?
Why?
Because freaking social media ruined everything. That's why. Before social media, women ain't care. They would probably roll out of bed and be like, have a dude on one knee, then brush their teeth or nothing, and then just be happy. Take the ring and be jumping around.
Watch.
Now we got people hiding behind trees and bushes, and I'm just saying, like, I'm not.
The whole family. They find the secret photo shoots.
Hey, I love it. I love it. If you like it, I love it. But what I'm saying is, don't let that overshadow the fact that somebody is trying to spend the rest of their life with you.
That's correct.
Because some people care more about the pictures than they do the fact that this man is willing to share the rest of his life.
Sure.
Like, that's supposed to be the.
And then, why you say that? The reason, back to the question, what should I do? What you should have done, sir, is did you have a conversation with this woman before you asked her to marry her? That's the point we're trying to make. This marriage is it even in her cards right now? Well, some women have a timeline, and they had that timeline since they was in the 5th grade. This is what I'm gonna do, and if she's not in that area or that stage of her life where it's time to be looking for a mate, then maybe that's the case. Or maybe it's you. It's you, sir. Did you ask her, like, why did, like, no? If the answer is no, is it no, like, never, or no, like, not right now? So tell me what's going on.
That's why I said it's a lot of different questions that you can ask, because I was even thinking, I was like, bro, was she actually, like you said, did y'all have that discussion prior just to kind of like figure out, oh, we want to get married? Because at the same time, this man could have bought this ring. He could have been like, Negro, we supposed to be buying this house, or we supposed to be doing this. Like, it's other priorities that she probably was like, no, I'm not doing this right now, bro. I told you that we got other things to do, and you over here buying rings. Like,
I mean, it's COVID. You unemployed right now. You getting
right.
Like,
that's a good point. That's a good point. I know I said the whole spiel about sharing their life, but if you don't got your life in order,
what you got to share?
she might not want to
take care of me until I get on my feet. You know what I'm saying? You can take care of me.
Yeah, I feel like I would need to know the background. And again, I have no idea. I didn't see this post, and I ain't even trying to throw shade, but like, I've always been told, do not marry somebody until you can take care of them and take care of yourself. Like, don't marry somebody hoping that when y'all get together, it's gonna work out and that y'all finances together gonna like propel it. Like, nah, you gotta be, because at the end of the day, I remember my brother told me, he was like, man, what will happen if something happens to one of y'all? You know, like what if you get hit by a car, or Kendall just like, I don't know, has a stroke, like something crazy? Like, can you support that as a man? Like, are you just gonna be underneath water?
Right.
It's a lot of factors that go into that people don't necessarily think about because the Instagram posts they be trying to put up. But
that's what he meant by don't let social media fool you, because people, like, you can look at somebody's life and say, you know what, I want what they got, but they probably don't have life insurance. They probably fight. They probably don't sleep in the same bed. You never know what social media, like what's going on with social media. It's a beautiful picture,
right?
But are they happy in their marriage? I hate people.
Sustainable.
The thing, you're right. The thing about the post, though, there were people who were saying, bruh, just do you, move on. She ain't want you. You know, you probably dodged the bullet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think stuff like that, to me, it didn't make me mad, but it just got me to a point where, like, are y'all men, first of all, are y'all married?
Right. I think that's a whole other thing too.
Or have you ever asked someone to marry you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just go out there and say, you know, this is the best advice that I'm giving you. The best thing you can do is move on. Like, you probably just, if that dude take your advice and move on, he probably just missed out on one of the best opportunities in his life. So I mean, like, you got to ego aside, bro, pride aside, step back and figure out, okay, let's have a conversation. Because, you know, men get their feelings hurt, and, you know, that's it. My feelings hurt. I'm going to hurt everything else.
AKA that pride.
Not
just feelings, that pride get hurt. And
pride is big.
Yeah, see, that's, I would know.
Oh, you did it.
I was going to say, I want to know how long they was together, because if it's like a couple years and she's saying no, it probably is something that he need to get together with himself.
Yeah.
And it might not be no forever. Or maybe it's something that she's trying to work through. Because if you with somebody for that long, it ain't like you don't want to be with them. It just might not be the right time. What you about to say, James?
But I was about to say, like, going back to those comments and things that men are saying, just like, cause I think we were talking about this, how like dudes need to know how to express themselves and express their feelings and things like that. I think a lot of the time it always depends on like who you're going to for advice. And I think even that if that dude, he put that in there, he's looking at these comments like, all right, like who am I going to get advice from? Like, who is the person that's telling me exactly what I want to hear though? Because he could be in that mindset now. Like, she told me no, y'all. Everybody like, yeah, man, F that thing. It's all good. Da-da-da. So he about to go out, you know, be ruthless, go crazy, instead of having that one-on-one talk with someone who's married, who's been together with their spouse for a while, who's
had ups and downs.
Right, had ups and downs, but you don't get that. Like, you always get, because I had to realize that too. Like, when I was, before getting married, you know, it was like certain people I gravitate towards too in certain situations. And I'd be like, well, shoot, y'all boys said bump that. Well, let's go have some fun, da it up. But then there was some people who were like these mentors, who were these fathers, these husbands, da that I would go to for their advice. But it was all depending on what situation I was in during that time and what I wanted to hear. And I think like him being in this situation where you see all these comments, you kind of get everything. So then it is truly, it's up to his pride, it's up to his ego. Like, what exactly does he want to feel or do after this situation?
And if he does move on, was he really ready for marriage?
Right.
Because in marriage, there's always going to be a compromise, a compromising situation. Compromise doesn't always have to be, you know, give and take. It's how do you deal with if, you know, I'm at a point where I'm not ready for something. You know what I'm saying? Like if children can be a discussion, you know, I'm not ready for children right now, but I am, you know, but so how do you both meet where, okay, are you saying you never want children or are you saying just later on? If she's saying later on, my brother, that's her body. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta make time for that. I don't want to be a 40-year-old daddy. Well, is that a discussion y'all had prior to this?
Hey man, that's real because like I had one of my mentors tell me.
40-year-old new dad. I ain't mean because I'm gonna be a 40-year-old dad. But I'm saying a new dad at 40, changing diapers, chasing kids in the park. But go ahead.
I ain't trying to be chasing kids for the first time at 40, bro. I didn't want to be doing that at 23, let alone 40 when my knees and back hurting. Are you crazy? Oh, when a dude got gray hair and is pushing a stroller and it's his child, I don't understand. Unless you just gray early. Like if you gray early, that's one thing. But if you like 45 plus 50, remember some of these people at CFC, their dads was like 60 years old, 65, moving them into freshman year. I'm like, yo, how are you lifting that? Right. Like how?
That man need to be in retirement, man. You can push, bringing your clothes up here.
Oh my goodness! But I was gonna say, I had a mentor tell me before I got married. He's like, and you said compromise. He just compared it to dying to yourself. He's like, you either gonna die easy or you gonna die hard. But like, if you die easy, it'll make things a lot easier. If you die hard, then there'll be a lot of resentment. Meaning like, die to your selfish, like single man ways. Because like, there's gonna be times where, man, I want to go watch the game, and like, you might love football. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear so many men, nah, Sundays for football. Like, oh, and sometimes I'm like, I wonder if that's talk. Are they really that stubborn with their wife? Because it ain't no happy home. It's like, if you sit on the couch with little babies running around and your wife's stressed out, are you like, nah, it's Sunday, I'm watching football. Like, right. You about to be.
And it's not a thing of asking permission. It's a today is Saturday. Next Thursday there's a basketball game I like to indulge in. Is it something you know we can work out? I would like uninterrupted time, but if not, that's cool.
It's all about how you say things.
It is.
That ain't what I'm saying. Like, I'm not just gonna say, "Yeah, I'm watching the game," and you take that baby upstairs. That's not what I'm gonna say.
Because at the end of the day, it's your baby too. Like, you gotta make sure that both of y'all are okay with your wife taking on the responsibility to that football game.
It just so happened I want Nora to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna push it to it, but I'm gonna let her see it enough to say, "Oh, that looks interesting. I want to try it." So she watched the games too.
Hey, I got happy the other day. I had a basketball sitting out, like a regular size basketball, and Ezra looked, and she was like, "Ball," and ran over and grabbed it. I said, "Yes."
No.
Eden ain't do that yet. No. I love him, but he just. I gotta have one. I gotta have at least one.
It's a little spike bouncy ball, and Nora called it a basset ball. It's not close enough. She getting there. So
you know what she's talking about.
We'll see, right? She got a fingernail.
I was talking about basketball. She knocked on the door talking about ball.
Let's go. Let's hoop. We out here 3-on-3.
We're gonna have another statue at USC. One of us.
Right. Somebody. I don't know what, bro. I be thinking about that all the time. I'm like, what is Journey's like true interest going to be? Because she do so much right now. Like she dance, she sings, she play basketball, she kick the soccer ball around. Like,
I look at it like they gonna be interested in whatever you interested in. You think about, I don't know, Josh. How did you get into the Redskins? Let's do a quick question. How did you get into the Redskins?
My dad and my grandpa.
All right.
Father, yeah.
You kind of into whatever your parents. My dad a Cowboy fan, so that didn't work out. That did not work out. I think it was like 90, 95 or something like that. The Carolina Panthers was around for like 2 years around that time. It was that Carolina had a team. And that's what I'm sticking with, even though I'm not publicly out there right now because we ain't looking too good. You know what I'm saying?
you was a Jake Delhomme fan.
Yes, Jake Delhomme. I was around when they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Patriots, and after that, Jake he threw 11 interceptions that first game of the season that next year.
Hey, that might be and I ain't trying to play Cam. But that might just be like a quarterback thing for the Panthers, you know? Like if you take it there, you kind of...
Hold on. Let me pray real quick. Lord, it's me. I know we talked about this before, and you said you'll think about it, but Deshaun Watson is looking for a trade.
He ain't going to Charlotte.
He ain't going to Carolina, bro.
Bring him home, Lord.
that market is too small, man. That market is too small, man.
Bring him home, Lord.
But going back to the question, I would just say my final definitive answer would be,
what should he do? That's the question. What should he do?
Yeah, I will give him some steps. I would say, A, you need to have a sit down, heart to heart. I know that's super hard. Like for me, I don't like having serious conversations. I'm a goofy person. But you got to sit down and have like a serious conversation. It don't have to be long-winded, but you actually got to listen to like why she said no. If you just heard no and then got upset and walked off, that ain't gonna matter. I would say listen to what she got to say. Based off of that first step, if it's something that can be worked on, I would say work on it if you really want to be in that relationship. If it's something that's really shallow and it sounds like she's just looking for an out, then I would say you gotta walk away. But it all comes back to having that communication. Because if you want to be married, that's all marriage is anyway, is communicating and honestly apologizing for not communicating or communicating the wrong way. So you might as well get used to that.
That's an everyday. See, I had an issue. So the issue is, men, I think we think everything should be black and white when it comes to what we want. You know, it's either yes or no, yes or no. Like there's no in between or discussion. It's yes or no, whatever. Hey, I want pizza today. Well, I don't know. I was thinking about.
Hey, bro, chill.
But that's like marriage. You know, it's not a no. We had a conversation. You know, you ask me again next month. You know what I'm saying? But just don't bring all these cameras around next time. Maybe you'll get a different answer. Final thoughts, James. What should he do?
I mean, I disagree with y'all. Like, he should definitely just talk to her. That's all I can say. If you love her, if you truly care for her, if you want that to be your wife, be your soulmate for the rest of your life, this is a conversation that you need to have with her and say, all right, if we can't do it now, when can we do it? You know, like it is about making that communication aware. Like just having, you can't have that answer that you're gonna want all the time. Basically, you know, you're not always gonna be like, this is what we're doing, and that's how it's gonna go. Because
I'm the man.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
You're gonna be by yourself.
That's not it. So I think he just gotta be honest with himself. Like a lot of people aren't, but in this situation, you truly gotta be honest and say, are you ready, bro? Because I know for me, when that engagement happened, bro, I was sweating bullets. I didn't eat all day. Like I felt it in my soul, like, bruh, I'm not really about to do this. This is like my one shot. I don't want to do this no more type ordeal. So it's kind of like if he wasn't feeling like that, y'all ain't ready. Like you're not ready for that. That's that person hasn't genuinely felt the love and bringing that energy to you, because it is real. That just popping that question, you already know your life about to change. So there should be nerve around it. There should be like, you should feel like in your head a bunch of different consequences. Like just looking back at it and saying, now if I did this, she gonna feel like this. If I did this, she gonna feel like that. Cause that's all. That's how marriage works, man. You just gotta look at it.
Yes. I'm gonna say this. I think, what should you do if she said no when you ask her to marry? I think you should sit in that time of rejection right now and think about, is this something that I can take for, the rest of my life? If that's how long, if I really want to marry this person, there's going to be times where she's not going to want to do something that I want to do, whatever that may be. There's going to be times where we're going to argue, right? Mm-hmm. And the argument, I'm not, and what people got to learn too, and I had to learn this too, is you're not arguing to win the argument. You know what I'm saying? You're not arguing to win the argument. You're arguing your point of view. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully both of you your point of views will meet, and y'all leave with an understanding of this is how I felt about what we were talking about. And an argument doesn't have to be something yelling or screaming or nothing like that. The argument is just my point kind of disagrees with your point.
Right.
That's and you're telling me your side. That's your argument. I'm telling you my side. That's my argument. So, but sit in that and think about, okay, she told me no about marriage, and I think there's a misconception that all women want is to be married.
Correct. That's definitely not.
Like there's a misconception that, you know what I'm saying, like marriage is for the woman. Like, yeah, I'm not doing this for me. Like it's for her. She want this. She was born. She grew up. Marriage was on her mind from embryo till 25, whatever the age is. She had her dress picked out as soon as she hit the scene. But no, but I think that needs to be. You need to wipe that away. Men need to want to get married too. If marriage is in the cards, I ain't saying all men need to be, thinking about getting married. But if you're considering marriage, you need to want to be married. And if you want to be married, and she says no, and y'all talk about it, and she's willing to revisit the discussion, sit in that, feel how that feels. If you can deal with that feeling of rejection right there, then maybe you got a chance.